Hi YouTube. I just wanted to make a video on these clown sightings that are occurring in South Carolina. First of all, I like to say that it's not funny. Um, when you're talking about clowns that are trying to lure children into the woods for whatever reason, with candy or with what have you, it's not funny. And I fully believe that the people that are behind the sightings and the luring of children don't have any good intentions. Um, I live here in South Carolina, and my son, who is 13, um, has a friend over. He stayed over last night, and they wanted to go ride their bikes to the store to go get candy. Um, they went fishing, which is kind of in a wooded area um, outside of our neighborhood, and also in between neighborhoods, there are wooded areas. And I found myself calling them and checking on them all the time, just because of the clown sightings, and they know about it. They're on YouTube. They see what's trending. But the fact that I even have to address it is ridiculous. And come on, clown sightings, and luring kids into the woods, that's evil and that's demonic. I also want to talk about an experience I had with clowns when I was little. When I was little, I was about 5 or 6. I was the only child. My mom and we lived in a 2-bedroom apartment. I lived in the bedroom closest. I slept in the bedroom closest to the door, like the entrance door in this apartment. We lived on the second floor. And I remember as clear as day, I went to bed that night. I had one of those little, my mom went to bed also. I had one of those little Bibles, the New Testament Bibles, the red ones. I think they give them to children. I don't know if most churches still do that, but they give them to children when they're dedicated, like baby dedication. Some people call it christening. We call it baby dedication in the Baptist church. But so I had one of those. I know it was in my bed. I'm not sure if I prayed or not, but I went to sleep and I was awoken to two little clowns. I thought they were clowns at the time, but they were jesters. You know, the little clown hats with the bells on the end. I didn't know that they were called jesters until I did some research. But anyway, I woke I woke up to see these clowns, two of them, in my closet, and I started screaming, and I couldn't hear myself yell. I know I was crying out for my mom. So I was experiencing sleep paralysis, where you have a demonic spirit or presence come, and like you feel like you can't talk, yell, or move. Some people call it the hag riding me. That's what the old folks down here in the South say. But the technical term for it is called sleep paralysis. And I could see them, and they were in my closet, and they were just laughing and joking and like tormenting me. And I was screaming, and it felt like I had to scream for my mom like 3 or 4 times before she could hear me, or before my voice could be, so before I could even hear my own voice, to break through that sleep paralysis. I remember I told her about it. She put my bed mattress in the hallway. So I slept in the hallway that night, um, kind of closer to her bedroom, but on the floor in the middle of the hallway. So you can imagine my mattress took up the whole hallway. So I did some research. I never forgot this experience. And I did some research about 6 months ago. Um, Watched a couple of videos because I always was wondering what those things were. So I started some research. I started Googling stuff and I started watching some YouTube videos. And these little clown things were called like jesters. And the jesters are unofficial, I think they are unofficially now, or however you want to call it, part of the Masonic uh, lodge or the organization. And um, having not ever been involved myself, of course, at 5 years old, or my mom, I wondered like why these things kind of were like harassing me at 6 years old. Um, these spirits. So I thought back to a time when my father came to visit me. He lives in two different states. He travels back and forth to two different states to live 6 months out of the year in each place. And I remember my son saying that he saw the Masonic compass sticker on my dad's truck. Um, my dad and my mom haven't been together since I was a baby. My mom remarried someone as soon as while I was a baby, and also so I see him a few times a year when he's traveling. And I've already taught my son about the Illuminati, Freemasonry, and all this stuff. So he mentioned one day that he saw the Masonic compass on my father's back truck window. I've never asked my father about it. I'm sure it's going to be a discussion that we'll probably have one day, just because I've seen the symbolism and of the Illuminati and Freemasonry, and I don't like it. I'm 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 relatively new to it. I would say in the last 2 years to 2.5 years, and like most people on the lower levels of Freemasonry, they don't know what's really going on at the higher levels, and they just like some, you know, they join the lodge, they hang out. It's a social club thing to them, and sometimes they never reach the top. Most of them don't reach the top levels to know how evil and how demonic it is. So it's just not something that I've taken the time to discuss. There are people like in my church that belong to the Mason Lodge, and I'm pretty sure that they don't know how evil it is. Anyway, that's pretty common. What I found, a lot of Masons are in the church. Um, they do it for a social thing, but that's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother video. So I said all that to say that these clown sightings here in South Carolina, because I do live here, it's not funny. Like, these clowns don't want this. You talk about kids and luring kids in the woods, and let me see a clown in my backyard. Let me see a clown lurking in my backyard. Or I hear that there's been a sighting somewhere by my house with these kids. I only have one son, but we have kids that come over all the time, that are like my kids. They grew up together. Some of his friends, they've been having their birthday party since the age of 2 together. And we rotate children. Um, you know, that's our little village. So this thing about these clowns, it's demonic. That's all. It's demonic. And just plead the blood of Jesus over your children wherever they go, especially in these last days. School, the indoctrination of these kids with the pseudoscience and demonic teachings are creeping into the schools. Not even just only the schools, everywhere. And just plead the blood of Jesus over your children. Every time I think that there's something that is shocking to me, or I can't believe it's happening, especially in these end times, it's it's just growing. It's just growing. It's getting worse and worse. So these are evil days. Evil is increasing, and the devil, our enemy, is out here prowling like a roaring lion, seeking whom he can devour. So I just wanted to make a video on that because these clown sightings, I really do believe, are evil, and the intentions with these grown folks. I don't care if they're 12 and 13, if they're doing it intentionally to lure kids to the woods. I call them grown. I think they're old enough to know what they're doing, and even if they don't know what they're doing, somebody's got to wake somebody up and let them know that satanic ritual abuse does take place, especially when it comes to kids. And you can't deny that, and you can't be playing with that. This is not a game. Life is not a game, especially when you're dealing with these kids. So anyway, y'all enjoy y'all's afternoon. The kids are gone. They went out for a bike ride. I'm glad. I don't want them in the house in a day and time where kids just want to sit around and play video games. I'm glad they're out, but I'm going to be checking on them. So y'all enjoy y'all's day. Love y'all, and y'all be strong and y'all be safe.